This is going to be my full-on opinions and thoughts of the last arc of The Flash, which was A New World, Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Part 1 being reunions, Part 2 being the blues, Part 3 being something, and Part 4 being the finale. I don't care for 9/12, so I think it's pretty fair that I don't care for that one. I just know one was reunions, which is 9/10. 9/13 was the finale, and 1 was the blues. I'm pretty sure that was 9/11. I could be wrong, but it was definitely somewhere around there. Before we get fully into the video, I do want to point out that I have an announcement tomorrow, which is Tuesday, May 30th, regarding future content that will actually start a week from tomorrow. It is regarding The Flash, CW show, and if you're a Flash fan, you're going to love it. If you're a fan of me and the content that I've done over the last 2 years, or even just recently, you're going to love it. It is going to be something that, I've, as far as I'm aware, has not entirely been done yet, and frankly won't be done yet for a while by any other content creator, because I'm obsessed with this show, and I am in denial that it ended. So if that doesn't tell you what I'm doing, then, you know, look out tomorrow on my Instagram, on my YouTube community posts tab. I'll be posting it there most likely around 10 to noon time central, like 10 a.m. to noon, 12 p.m. central, time around there. I'll be posting it. Yeah, it'll be starting next Tuesday, so the 6th, which, again, if that doesn't tell you what I'm doing, good on you. Don't figure it out, because if you want to be surprised, you'll be surprised. And I won't really bring it up in videos either, so make sure you go look at that if you want to know what it is. But I'm rambling. Let's get into the review. So, again, this arc consisted of 9/10 through 9/13. 9/10 was, like, perfection. It was written and directed by Eric Wallace. It was a showrunner, which I think we were all confused by how good the episode was, because Eric Wallace, as much as I love him as showrunner, this season has not been it. Like, he did an amazing job in season 8. And kind of season 6. And some stuff in season 7, whether or not I like the season overall or not. He did some good stuff in season 7 and 6. He did some good stuff in season 9. Don't get me wrong. I think we can all kind of agree on that. But the fact is, this season has not been good. It's like average, which, you know, for the show is like, you know, something. But 9/10 was very, very impressive. I mean, finally going back to that night, making a full circle moment, kind of seeing what was going on that whole day, which we obviously know didn't actually happen for the OG timeline Barry, because let's be real, there's no way, we know that OG timeline Barry and Thawne were time traveling back to that night. They showed that in season 1. So to say that, oh, OG timeline Barry was there the entire day, that's not legit. And that's not how that night went, or that day went. What we can assume that what happened to OG timeline Barry is that he saw Thawne 20 years from now, and they traveled back to that night. They fought during Crisis, and Barry died. Our Barry got trapped in the past through Cobalt Blue, and that whole night unraveled. Did they ever explain why he was sent there? I don't think it was ever explained, was it? I mean, yeah, the blue crystal was there, but why was it sent there? It didn't make any sense. I guess, well, yeah, because it said it was waiting for the dawn of time, so I guess that would have made sense, right? Right? I don't really want to question it because I love the episode. Again, Matt Letcher came back. Eddie came back. We saw him his first time getting struck by lightning, which was cool. It felt like a very season 1 type episode. It was very well done. The second episode of the arc, which was 9/11, it was an okay episode, but it didn't top 9/10. 9/11 was about Team Flash, and quite frankly, I know I get hate on this, it was probably the best Team Flash has ever been since season 6, for me. Avoiding season 8. I think season 8's Team Flash was good, in some parts it dipped, but the main variable was Barry. This episode, for the first time in years, feel like Team Flash was actually decent and good. Was actually a team and not cringe-fest writing that made no sense. Which is what sometimes Team Flash is. And Iris actually didn't have any problems with in 9/11 for the first time in like 5 years. So it was worth it. But it was fun Team Flash while Barry was away. Which they explained in the episode, as people seem to forget. And he showed up at the end. Which again, people criticize. I criticize. But when I watch it back, I hope that I can say that, oh, this episode wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was, but it was also maybe better than it was. Not better than 9/10, definitely wouldn't be. But for a second parter, I think them showing what's going on with Team Flash, it could have been used for better time, sure. But, you know, we're stuck with what we got. And Speed vs. Nora came back. I don't think Excess showed up in this episode. She did in 9/12, right? And we got more of Eddie. Mark came back, which I was personally okay with. He became the new, quote-unquote, Avatar. He had the crystal thing. Which was, you know, fine. One thing I don't get, though, is why didn't, like, Joe, Mark, and, well, Excess had powers, I guess, but why didn't Mark and Joe have super speed? Like, the crystal is a negative speed force, right? So, the whole idea of the blue crystal was just not, like, you know, because even in 9/13, when Eddie ripped the crystal off, it had red lightning sparking off of it. And then when Eddie stomped on it, it shattered in the red lightning. So why would the crystal only allow Mark and Joe to shoot beams at them? But, like, for XS, she didn't shoot beams at Barry. Or no, well, her lightning changed blue because of the crystal. Wait, then why wasn't Eddie's lightning blue? I just thought of that. Why did XS's lightning change blue through the crystal, but Eddie, who had the crystal on him the entirety of 9/13, his lightning was red? Did I miss that? Did no one figure that out, or am I an idiot? I think I'm an idiot. I think I saw people say that. Why did I just now notice that? The crystal gave XS blue lightning, but it didn't give Eddie blue lightning, it gave him red. What? His Cobalt blue. I knew he had red lightning. Okay, I'm not saying I didn't notice that. But, like, the crystal gave XS blue lightning, so why didn't it give Eddie blue lightning? I just thought... I don't know if they were rushing or what, but they need to... They can rewrite. They can come back for the last 3 episodes, not 4. The last 3, come back, get Grant in it more, and it'll be better. This, oh my god. I'm gonna have so much fun rewatching this arc and just nitpicking every little thing in this last arc. That's gonna be so much fun to do. I can't believe I just now noticed that. Anyone who's still watching at this point, which, why are you? Can you just let me know in the comments if you actually noticed that before, or if I'm just a genius or a moron? That would be very nice to find out. Thank you. But anyways, 9/11 was okay, not as good as 9/10. 9/12 was a mess. I did not like 9/12. I didn't even care for it in the slightest. I honestly did not pay attention to Eddie or XS or Team Flash at all in the episode. I paid little attention to Eddie, so that was a lie. But I paid little attention to Eddie, but his stuff really didn't interest me any, which was kind of depressing, because I loved this character. And I loved him in 9/13. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. At least, you know, how they ended his arc, I should say. But I generally didn't like Eddie in this whole arc. It's just, I was not interested in 9/12 because I was so annoyed that Barry was not in it. The second last episode, Barry's not in it that much. But when Barry showed up, it's when the episode really started kicking the overdrive thing for a lot of us. Granted, it still wasn't like that great of an episode. But, you know, for a penultimate episode for the series, it wasn't good. For a penultimate episode for a season, sure, it was good. You know, the fight between Barry and XS was really cool. I would say I wish it was longer, but I think it was long enough, you know, for what we got. And I kind of wish that they saved their budget for 9/13 because we should have had a longer fight between Barry and Cobalt Blue. But, you know, or sorry, Cobalt Red, since he had Red Lightning for whatever reason. I can't believe I didn't notice that until now. Anyways, in 9/13, which was the series finale, the finale of the last arc of The Flash, the finale of season 9, it was just a controlled mess. It was bad, it was good, and then there were parts where it's like, why are we getting this? But it's also cool. It was cool at the same time. Like, you know, seeing Godspeed running on lightning, I mean, it made sense because he's OP now, or OP. He got his butt kicked by Cecile. But, I mean, seeing Cecile fly, I mean, whether you like it or not, that was kind of cool. And seeing XS fight Savitar, which is, I mean, what I wanted, it was kind of cool. And then, you know, she got stabbed, although not really. You know, that was kind of a dud. And then Thawne electrocuting Chester, that was cool. And he got defeated by, you know, Allegra, which, I mean, she did the coolest thing I think she's ever done on the show, which is that, like, light burst. But they spent, like, 2 minutes on them kissing. Allegra and Chester, not Allegra and Thawne. Allegra and Chester kissing. They spent, like, 2 minutes on that, which is stupid. Zoom, which I know everyone had problems with, being defeated by Keone, which Keone was a goddess. I mean, they set that up in, like, what, 9/11? So, I'm not surprised. I literally said that would probably happen. But no one listened. See, I predicted this season. Like, I predicted it in my reviews. I straight up said, oh, I bet in 9/13, Zoom will be defeated by either Keone or Mark or someone on Team Flash. Godspeed would be defeated by Cecile. Savitar will fight XS, and Barry will fight Thawne and Cobalt Blue. I was wrong about the Thawne one, but the Zoom one and the Savitar one and the Godspeed one, I was right, but no one listened, and I got criticized for it. But look who was right. This is why people need to listen to me. I'm kidding, you don't need to listen. I'm generally wrong like 90% of the time, but when I am right, I don't get any credit. I don't care for credit. Even though it makes it seem like I really do care about credit right now. So I probably stop talking, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep getting myself into more trouble on this. But my point is, I was right, you were wrong, shut up. We both know I'm right. And you know what? You can't take a joke, because this whole time I was joking. Or was I? At this point in time, if you're still watching the video, why? I always stop watching. And that's depressing. Okay, so 9/13... 9/13 was, again, good, but average. Okay? It was not a good series finale. It was a good season finale. I think it wrapped up everything it needed to wrap up. Jay showing up. I wish he fought Zoom, but, you know, it's whatever. We gotta deal with what we got. And, you know, Grant having COVID during 9/13. I mean, they green screened him into whatever scenes. I think they did a good job with it. The ending shot of Barry was amazing. Nora being born was, you know, weird because XS was actually there. Future Nora was there. Joe came back, which is cool to see him one last time. I mean, I think Joanne came back too, right? In the episode. And Caitlin came back too, by the way, which is something that I didn't think would happen, but I'm happy it did. Like, the whole Caitlin being off screen, which I didn't mind till we got to, like, I don't know, 9:08, I think was when I started minding it. Because I didn't really think about it, and then I started thinking about it, and I got bothered by it. Or no, it's 9:07, I think, right? Because whatever episode Keone was like the main focus, which is so stupid. But, like, yeah. I'm going to do a full video next week, too, discussing my full opinions about Season 9, because I have a lot of them. And that'll be a big video, so we're going to be dealing with that one. But this last arc was definitely better than the Red Death arc. I think we can all agree on that. But was it really, like, that much better? I mean, Season 9 as a whole was not great. It might have been good, but it definitely was not great, you know? And I think that at the end of the day, what really matters is, did this season serve as a final season? No. And the point is, I think Eric was trying to make was that it never was going to. This season was never going to be a final season. Because he was setting up the possibility of the Flash still continuing a story. It's not like Arrow's final season where we were being set up like, oh, Arrow's going to die in Crisis. He's not going to come back. He's dead, right? Honestly, Arrow came back in 909 of this season, which I'll talk about next week more. But at the end of the day, Arrow's final season was far better than Flash's final season. It's because they actually had a final season set up. Flash, season 8, felt more of a final season than season 9 did to me, and I'll talk about that more again next week. But it really does not sit well with me that we had to sit through 2 episodes in the last arc of Barry not being in it much, and he gets COVID in 913, and he's in it like, you know, more than he was in 911 and 912. The guy didn't have COVID in 911 and 912. He was in less scenes, but in the episode he had COVID, he was in more scenes in those episodes he didn't have it. Does that make any sense to anybody at all? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And you can't tell me that Eric Wallace legitimately thought to himself, oh yeah, Barry not being much in 911 and 912 is such a great idea. Let's do it, writers. I really want to know the writing process behind these episodes. Is it Eric Wallace that's writing it, or the writers that are screwing this up? Eric Wallace just has to go with it. Like, I genuinely wanted to know that. Because didn't he write 802? I could have sworn he did. I could be wrong on that, but I thought he wrote 802. Eric Wallace wrote 802. That was an amazing episode. I mean, he wrote the finale. He wrote the series finale. He wrote the season 8 finale. He wrote 910. Like, he knows how to write. So why didn't he? Why didn't he? I'm going to go on a rant. And I am not doing that in this video. Because I already did it twice and I ain't doing it again. So if you want to see my rant over season 9 and Eric Wallace on how he doesn't know how to do anything right in season 9, you can go watch that video, which will be out next week. But I am done. This last arc was like a 7 out of 10. I gave Red Death's arc like I think a 6 out of 10. I had to go back and rewatch my full review of Red Death. Whatever. This arc is better than Red Death's arc. Okay? Only because of Eddie and 910. And the ending shot of 913. And some other stuff in 913. And the fight in 912. But that was it. Nothing else really was like, oh, this is the final season, like, you know, or final arc. Like, my expectations were so high, and after 910, it just went, and it died. So, maybe it's because I got everything I wanted in the show in the final season, which is 909 and 910. But, you know, I'll talk about more next week. So, you know, look out for that one. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.